Silence your cell phones now. Silence your cell phones now.
Be careful what you wish for, Parker. Hello, Peter.
Ooh. Oh boy, oh boy, where do I begin? What's going on, YouTube? It's that same place to be, children, Mr. Andy. Back to give you guys another movie experience here, and I'm telling you right now, I have been off the schedule of all my content that have been posted, but the one thing I have made sure that I can go out there and do is I made sure I went out there and checked out the newest MCU movie, the latest Spider-Man movie in the Homecoming trilogy, and that is Spider-Man No Way Home. My God, this has been the most anticipation of the Spider-Man movies. It's like all the Spider-Man movies are culminating in this movie. It's like an event, an Avengers event, an Endgame event, an Infinity War event coming in a solo Spider-Man movie. And I'll tell you something right now, man. Look, believe the hype, okay? Believe the hype. So in this one, we got look, Spider-Man's ID has been, shared by Mysterio at the end of Far From Home, and now everybody knows his secret. And what's happening is everybody that's close to Spider-Man now is being affected by this reveal. So Peter goes Doctor Strange to reverse the spell, but as in doing so, brought some outside foes from previous universes in the multiverse. They come pay Peter a visit. So look, guys, there's gonna be no spoilers in this review at all. I just got out the movie theater. I slept on it, okay? I slept on it, and this is what I want to do. So I'm gonna give you guys the good, I'm gonna give you guys the bad. There's gonna be no mild spoilers in this one, not even the post-credit season. I'm gonna tell you about that because we're gonna do that on the Nerdgasm Talk podcast this weekend. We're gonna go full spoilers and talk about everything because there's so much to talk about. So it's going to be very vague in the review. And the only thing I want to discuss is what you guys saw in the trailers, okay? So anything that we saw in the trailer, we saw what Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin. We saw Doc Ock. We saw Electro. So y'all know they're going to be here. So that's all, before we're going to talk about. So let's start off with the good. In my personal opinion, okay? This is my opinion here. This is the movie that made Tom Holland Spider-Man. Okay, Homecoming and Far From Home. I was like, oh my God, it was a damn it Tom thing, and I was getting that in this movie. But this movie right here, he becomes Spider-Man. Okay, this is the times like this is what I'm looking for when it comes to this Tom Holland Spider-Man. Okay, and don't get me wrong, I love the Tom Holland Spider-Man, but this is what I was expecting coming to see the Tom Holland Spider-Man. He becomes Spider-Man, and that's what I love about the movie here, because this thing is way more emotional than I thought it was going to be. There is some heavy moments in this movie, and people probably be thinking like, "Oh my God, what's going to happen?" Look, whatever you think may happen, toss out the window. Okay, they did some things that changed it up a little bit that I wasn't expecting, to be honest with you. I was not expecting a lot of things that was coming out in this movie, and this thing is heavy. But it was a good thing to see that. I'm excited to see what the future brings for Tom Holland when it comes to these Spider-Man movies. And this is the one I thought as though, compared to Homecoming and Far From Home, this is the best one out of all of them. It's very rare that the third one's the best one, the best movie after series, but this is the best one. This is the one where I felt as though that this is Spider-Man right here. This is what we've been missing in this one. And also, when it comes to Zendaya and Ned and that whole chemistry that they all have, it's great. You can tell these guys, it look like they're actual friends. Tom Holland and Zendaya's chemistry is off the chart because they really are going out. So it just oozes over in this movie. And there's some emotional parts between them two. I'm just like, oh, bruh, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling all of this stuff. It's touching me on all bases here. Doctor Strange obviously is in the movie. We saw that in the trailers, and I said, but believe it or not, he does not. One thing I was worried about with Doctor Strange was he going to take over the film a lot? Because it was like, why does these Spider-Man movies need all these Avengers like cameos and stuff like that to succeed? It's not the case when it comes to Far From No Way Home. I'm happy to say that, but we all know here for the villains. Okay, the introduction to Doc Ock, I think, is the best introduction in the movie. Okay, and when they get here, and I was like, the action is great in there. When Electro comes in there and Jay Fox, the thing with Jay Fox is, I felt as though I was like, he gave more depth to Max's character in this movie than they did in The Amazing Spider-Man. It's like there were parts to me I was just like, he's being Jamie Foxx, but it's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But he's being Jamie Foxx. And I was like, I was almost thinking like, man, I was just kind of carrying. I wish this was it carried from the Amazing Spider-Man, and this is how he was in the Amazing Spider-Man. To be honest with you, what more is there to say about Willem Dafoe? That man, I tell you right there, with the transformation of the Green Goblin and Norman Osborn, like you unfortunately feel for that man. I hate to say like that, but wait, I can't give no spoilers. But you unfortunately feel for that man. So the whole cast in this movie is just great. The action is great, and this thing is 2.5 hours, and it blew by. Even with all the heavy scenes and the emotional scenes, this thing blew by. So without dwelling on that once more, because I can really go in there for forever and ever and ever, we'll go into some of the bad. Some of the bad to me, maybe a little bit nitpicky or something like that, but we're going. It's not a perfect movie, but let's go into some of the bad. All right, so the bad to me is not necessarily bad. It's just something that I recognize as nitpicky. They changed up some of the story the way I thought it was going, and I was a little bummed out by that. And I'll explain about that more in my spoiler review. But there was incidences I was just like, I think if we had went this way, it would have been a little bit better. Not saying that they didn't nail it from the way they went. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And that's different. But I was expecting it this way. And Marvel has this problem where they create states, like heavy states. And I'm just like, do they really hit the landing on it if the movie does not say Avengers on it? And I'm just like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know about that. But so I can give away. I can't give away too much more. So out there we go into the experience. When it comes to the experience, automatically, it was great. The movie theater was packed. I have not seen a packed movie theater that was social distancing, because you could buy up to like 4 seats, and then you have to like split the 2 seats, and there'd be other rows. So there'd be all the rows are full, but they still had the spaces in between them. So it was like I'd never seen so many the theater so packed, social distancing since the last movie I went to the movie to see was Godzilla vs. Kong. That was the last time I've been to the actual movie theater. The last time I seen a movie theater packed like this, God, well, had to be last year. I don't know what happened. I mean, I went to go see Fast 9. Also, I went to go see other movies earlier this year, but the way Spider-Man was packed and the way the movie theater was packed, and this was on Thursday. This was a Thursday night. Imagine what the Friday and Saturday stuff is going to be like. It's going to be like the money this movie is going to make here is not even going to show that there's a pandemic going on, whatever the case may be. I hope everybody's being safe. I hope everybody keeps, doesn't get sick or anything like that with new variant stuff going on there. Because everybody in my movie theater had their mask on and stuff like that, and we was laughing, and you take it down when you're eating, obviously. But I just hope nobody gets it. Hope everybody's cool. But it was packed, okay? And it was a good time being in the theater, and it felt good. Like, you can't watch this movie at home. You can't. You cannot. You have to be in the theater. There's no HBO Max, there's no Disney Plus, there's no Paramount Plus, and there's nothing like that to watch the movie. You had to be there because you need the stereo. You need the stereo when it's there. When I mean by stereo, the crowd reactions when things happen. You need to see all that, okay? So, guys, when it comes, I've been wrestling with this here, okay? When it comes to Spider-Man No Way Home, I'm giving Spider-Man No Way Home, fuck it. I'm sorry, y'all. there are going to be things I'm not going to like in the movie, but I can't stop this movie from being a complete Nerdgasm! I can't help it. I can't, man. Look, did I go enjoy myself? Yes. Did I find some issue with the movie that I didn't like? Yeah, but did that take it down a notch? No. Best superhero movie this year. My superhero movies, in my top 3 superhero movies this year, this is number 1. This is number 1. Top Spider-Man movie of all time, the jury's still out on that one. But it's the best of the MCU Spider-Man movies. So, best MCU Spider-Man movie and best superhero movie this year. Is it the best Spider-Man movie? I don't know yet, but it's definitely in my top 3. So post any comments down below if you guys want to go see Far From Home, or no, excuse me, No Way Home. No spoilers in this, and we will talk about spoilers this weekend, so please stay tuned for all that. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my review. Hit the subscribe button for more movie experiences right here, where I this weekend going into Christmas, we plan on reviewing all the Spider-Man movies, okay? So stay tuned for all that stuff. So once again, this is NCM Place to Be. Children Mr. A&D, and I'll see you at the movies.